Syko's decided he's not going to be playing Protoss. Kind of interesting. Switching over to Zerg, and it is going to be on Overgrowth Ladder Edition. So definitely should be an interesting to see how his Zerg mechanics compare to his Protoss. So yeah, we're going to be getting right into game number 3 as quickly as possible. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the cast. Spawning in the lower left-hand corner in the blue trunks. Can he bring it back from his 2-0 deficit? It is the Zerg player, Syko. And spawning in the upper right-hand corner, representing Team Wumpus, it is going to be PikaBrOny. So, things, okay, so it looks like, he's in Platinum, so what does he main? I'm gonna have to look at that after the game. So yeah, gonna be playing Zerg, and he says that his Zerg sucks. So we'll have to see whether or not that is actually gonna be confirmed here. But yeah, so ZVP on Overgrowth. Definitely, I really like this map just because it flows really well, and I think it's a pretty neutral map for all races. There's not really a single race that I would say has more of an advantage or less. So yeah, so we'll have to see how it all plays out. Hope everybody hasn't been enjoying the cast, as I mentioned before. Feel free to hit that follow button and catch me whenever I'm casting other events, streaming myself, or doing whatever. But yeah, PikaBrOny gonna go ahead and scout right now. Meanwhile, Syko going to be going ahead and getting that spawning pool first. Definitely prefer the spawning pool first, as it does lend to defend off any crazy cannon rushes or anything. And you know, knowing PikaBrOny, you never know what you might run into. So PikaBrOny going to be taking his gas, pretty standard stuff. Not seeing into a whole lot. It looks like he's going to come in here. We'll have to see. He doesn't get a block on the hatchery, so good for him. But yeah, so we got some patrol movement just to get a little bit of scouting going on. And yeah, we're going to be seeing kind of, hopefully, in relatively normal PvZ. Last couple PvP games were pretty crazy. So spawning pool's going to go ahead and get on up, as well as that first queen's going to come out. Wow, the background music just died. It's like, it is enabled, so I'm not sure what the deal is. Anyways, yeah. So this map, I really like going for a roach play as Zerg, and then I definitely favor going for the Gateway Expand build as a Protoss player. I do kind of switch between the two. I've got accounts on that I kind of alternate between. So pretty familiar with this matchup on both sides of the equation, which is kind of nice. But actually, he is going to be chrono boosting out his warp gate research, which is kind of interesting. A lot of times, as a Protoss player, you want to really focus on getting your economy up as quickly as possible, because it does tend to be a little bit better on as far as being able to stay comparable to your Zerg friend's usually extra expansion that he has. So Zerglings are going to go ahead and get out on the field, get a little map presence maybe, or just chill outside as natural, you know, whatever floats his boat. But so far, things are looking pretty decent for both players. Still only rocking 1 gas, so Syko's not looking to... Actually, he is fully in that. Yeah, so he's still got 3 guys in that first gas. So could potentially be looking to switch tech, maybe over to some roach tech. Or maybe just going to be flipping it and getting some banelings. We'll have to see as things start to progress. Usually around the 6-minute mark is when we'll start to see other gases being taken, 6 or 6:30, and then we'll also have to see whether or not he chooses. Obviously, he does scout the natural, or just barely doesn't scout the natural. Not sure why he hasn't poked in there quite yet. But yeah, so pretty interesting stuff. PikaBrOny already planning down that extra pylon out on the field to get things rolling. Not sure whether or not it'll get scouted. This Overlord is headed to this position, so it will eventually get scouted. But things are really looking good to ship out. Actually, he's going for a straight 4-gate, so We'll have to see whether or not that's going to be good. So Roach Tech is going to go ahead and come out on the field. Did get that Roach one relatively quick. And actually, if he can get out enough Roaches, he should be able to shut down this 4-gate pretty one-sidedly. It just depends on when he chooses to go ahead and start to get his units. Obviously, losing that Overlord is going to be a big deal. As a second Overlord hasn't been made. 5 Overlords. Crazy reaction. 2 Overlords probably would have sufficed, but yeah, he's got to be very careful not to overextend too much. He really needs to get out units as quickly as possible, but Stalkers will come in here more or less uncontested. Queen's trying to get some damage done. Drones will actually be pulled full surround on the Stalkers, but with these Zealots coming in, it's going to be really difficult to get things going. A lot of drones are being killed, 9 in total so far. Overlords are trying to get picked off as well to minimize the production of units. 14 Lings are coming out on the field, but it's going to be really hard with this many Zealots out on the field. I think the 4-gate really is panning out for PikaBrOny, as he is coming in here with lots more Zealots, and I think that could potentially be game-ending, as with the rest of these Overlords getting picked off supply block once again, while the Roaches are starting to pop out. The number of Zealots and Stalkers that are here just way too much for this to be dealt with, and yeah, I think PikaBrOny has earned himself a rightful spot in the finals, and definitely going to be moving right along. So pretty much nothing going on back at home. Doesn't look like he's planning on attacking at all. He just wants to go ahead, slit the throat, and get things moving right along. Yeah, and at this point, I don't think Syko really's got the production to deal with it. Another Overlord still needs to pop out, and yeah, there's just too much stuff here. So Syko holding on for dear life, trying to make it do with what he's got, but just simply won't be enough. As GG is going to go ahead and get called, and PikaBrOny going to be taking it to the finals. So overall, some very very one build PikaBrOny's play style is. So we'll have to see whether or not that can pan out for him in the later stages of the tournament. But yeah.